Thank you for joining me on Making with Marilyn. On today's video, I'll be making 3 pairs of earrings to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. I'm going to make the earrings out of 2 layers of leather, a white and a silver, and I will cut that on my Cricut Maker. To cut it, I'll use a strong grip mat and some strong grip transfer tape by Cricut. Then on another layer of heat transfer vinyl, I'll use a pink, it's a Glitter Pink HTV, and I'll use my standard grip mat. When I cut the leather, I'll use my deep point blade. When I cut the HTV, I'll use the regular fine tip blade. And then I have some assorted tools. I have a punch tool, a hammer, and a little mat to protect my table. I like to punch the holes in my earrings myself. You could have your maker cut your holes if you'd like to. And then some other assorted tools, a brayer, some scissors in case I need those, a ruler in case I want to check some measurements. When I put the earrings together and I put the silver hoops and the jump rings and those things through the earrings, I'll use a couple little needle nose pliers. Then putting them together, I have some silver jump rings, some silver earring loops, the things that go through your ear, and then last I have these really cute charms. Let me see if I can get one separated so you'll be able to see it. Let's put it against something dark. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see that. It's just a little breast cancer awareness ribbon charm, and so I'll put one of those on each earring. If that picture doesn't turn out too well, I'll show them better later on in the video. Then when it's time to adhere my heat transfer vinyl to my leather, I'll use my Cricut Easy Press Mini that you can see in the background, and then I'll use a Teflon sheet. So let me get my things organized and together, and I'll be back to continue on this project. Okay, I've gone ahead and uploaded a couple of images. I have an earring image. This is a shape I've used before in a video. And then I made a polka dot image and I've uploaded that into my project. And you'll kind of understand a little bit better later why I have that there. So my earrings are going to be 2-layered. And I want the back layer to be 2.25 inches tall. So let me get this to 2.25 inches. Now I'm going to duplicate this because my front layer is going to be the same shape, just smaller. Now the back layer is going to be silver, so let me go ahead and change that to silver. The front layer will be white. I'll go ahead and start with white, see how that works. Now, at this point, they're the same size, so I need to make this image smaller. I want to go down to a little under 2 inches. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, I don't quite like how you don't see any of the silver up in this area, so I'm going to unlock this image and make it a little bit narrower. Now let's see what that would look like. Okay, I like that a lot better. I think I'm going to make it just a tiny bit smaller and just a tiny bit narrower. I don't want to change the basic shape of it too much. Whoops. Yeah, let me just do it this way. Let's align those in the center. Okay. And then I can either punch the hole where the white starts a little lower, or I can punch the holes where they meet at the top. But I like that. We're going to go with that. Okay, so my back layer, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. So there I have those two together. For now, I just want to move those down out of the way. Now this white layer is going to have some pink heat transfer vinyl on top of it. So I want to kind of move this around, and I can play with the size of it also, but I want my polka dots to be decently large. Okay, I'm going to try something altogether different. I think I'm going to have to place these individually. So let me make this circle really small. So let me duplicate that several times. And then I can just kind of place them where I want them. Okay, after playing with this thing forever, I think I'm good with the pattern of those circles. Let me move that out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and click Attach so that those will all cut like you see them. And then I'm going to duplicate that. But on my second one, I'm actually going to flip it. Let me move it horizontally so that they mirror each other as opposed to being exactly the same. I also need to duplicate this little white earring. Okay, so just to see this, I'm going to go ahead and turn it pink. My pink's going to be a lot brighter than that, but that's okay. Okay, so we have the 3 layers, and if I were to click Make It, you would see, I don't know why those are overlapping, that's weird. You'd see that I have my silver layer here, and then I have my white layer, and then lastly I have my pink layer. And when I cut it, I want that to be moved over. And actually, when I cut them, I want to know exactly where they're going to cut, and I want to put some strong grip tape under them. So I'm going to cut each layer slightly below the 2-inch mark and slightly to the right of the 2-inch mark. I'm going to go ahead and flip that over. Okay, so I will get set up with my maker, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my strong grip mat, and my strong grip mat isn't super strong anymore, and so I want to lay down some Cricut strong grip transfer tape to hold my leather really well. So I'm just cutting a piece that I know will be big enough. Okay, so I am starting my design a little more than 2 inches down and 2 inches over. So on my mat, I want my tape to be slightly less than 2 inches down and 2 inches over. And it's upside down, so the sticky side is up. Whoops. Okay, now this is my silver layer. Now I would waste less leather if I just cut all the layer, or I'm sorry, if I cut all 3 sets of earrings at one time. But I have found when I try to do multiple sets, the leather moves, something just invariably happens. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them one at a time. I'm going to set my leather down with the good side facing down. Run my brayer over it really well. And then one more little step of insurance is to tape it all down. I tried cutting leather earrings without this step, and it was a complete fail. Maybe if your strong grip mat was really, really new and really, really strong, this would be unnecessary. But in my projects, I've found that I really had to do this step. Okay, it's going to prompt me to change out my blade for leather to the deep point or deep cut blade. Now I can't remember which it's called, but we'll see that here in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click continue, and then I will browse all materials. I'm going to type in leather so I can find my options for leather. And I use the genuine leather cut setting. So I'll click done. Now this is a pretty dense leather, so I'm going to actually click more pressure. And we're ready to cut. Okay, so the moment of truth. And there's a little bitty piece of transfer tape left here because it cut through it, so it left that on it. I can always take that off after I get the earrings off if I want to, but it's easy to come off. Okay, so let's peel this up. And that is a great sign that the leather stayed down. Excellent. Okay. So I want to be careful that I don't scratch that side, the front side, with my fingernails. And it cut all the way through. So I probably didn't need the more setting, but it's okay. Gorgeous. Okay, so there's one layer. So I'm going to get some more tape set on here. I'll just fast forward through this or skip over it. I'm going to change back to default. I think that cut stronger than it needed to. Now I need to see where they are. Okay, so they are actually up in the corner. So I want to move them down. I have to cancel the cut. It puts them up in the corner as a default so that you can put your material in the corner and waste as little as possible. But with leather, I want them to be further out in the middle so I can tape around them. So we'll go ahead and continue now. Again, I'll browse my materials. I'll select genuine leather. Okay, I cannot stress how helpful it is to have the tape over the sides of the leather. Excellent, so those cut just very nicely. They did they did cut through the tape, so I just need to remove that tape. Okay, and then for each of the two layers, if I turn this slightly to the side, you might be able to see there's little frays on the back side. So what you can do is you can just take your scissors and make sure you angle them so you're not going to cut the front, but you can angle them so that you're cutting those little frays off the back. And I'll probably have to get in a lot closer so that I can see what I'm doing. But this is really the process that you can use on light colored leather. Now on dark colored leather, maybe you saw this before, I take a lighter and from the back side, oh, there's a little tape there. From the back side, I just put the flame over that, and it will take care of it. But you can't do that necessarily on light colored leather. I think you could see a little burn mark if you did that. Okay, so that's the process. So here's what we have so far. So we have our two little layers of earrings. So those are cute. And you can probably hear thunder at my house. But now what I want to do is I want to put my pink HTV on the front. So let me get that ready to cut. I'll switch out my blade. And so I'm going to need to cancel the cut it's trying to get me to cut because I need to change blades. Here's my pink layer. Now when I take this blade out, I want to check and make sure, yeah, there is some stuff caught up on it. So I just want to, well, sorry, you couldn't see that. There was a little bit of stuff caught up on it, so I just clean that off. And then I'll check this blade, it looks fine. I'm doing this from the back side, so I feel backwards. Okay. So I've switched to my standard grip mat, and my HTV is shiny side down. The shiny side is the carrier sheet side. Now I'm going to go ahead and click continue. I'll click on browse materials and then I'll search for, I'm just going to search for the word glitter. And here is glitter iron-on, so I'll select that, click done. It's prompting me to load my material. And now we cut. Okay, so we're ready to weed this. Let me go ahead and flip my mat over. Try to hold my HTV down pretty flat while I pull my mat off. Now I want to save half of this for another pair of earrings. So before I weed it, let me cut off the piece that I'll be able to use still. I can just stab underneath this. And if it cut well, which I assume it did, I can just pull up. There you go. So there's what you'll, whoops, one came off, didn't it? Let me move this out of the view of the camera so I can get down and see it real well. Okay, so all I did is I put it back on where it goes, and then I'll lift it off slowly, and as I see one not coming up, if it doesn't come up this time, or if it doesn't stay down, I'm sorry. And there it is. Okay. Now we're good. Hopefully you can see that. Let me, there they are. And then the bright side, the side that we'll see, it'll be shinier once we take this off, is this side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those in two so that I have one for each earring. And I'll get my little Easy Press Mini set up. I'll get it turned on. And we'll keep going. So here's my Cricut Easy Press Mini. I want to go ahead and turn that on, and I'm going to actually turn it to the medium heat setting. HTV is a little bit difficult to adhere to leather. You can peel it off, but if you do it on the medium setting, it takes a little effort to peel it off. They're not just going to fall off. Okay, while the Easy Press was heating up, I cleaned up the frays a little bit. I can still pull them to the side so that they're really exposed and cut them some more. And I'll probably clean them up even more after I'm done with them, but I don't want to take up video time to do that. So with leather, I do not use the mat behind it when I'm trying to put HTV on the leather earrings because I don't want really any give, and the leather is thick enough. It holds it up off the table, and I have my Teflon sheet. I'm not worried about my table getting burned. So I will place this where I want it. I want it far enough down so that when I put my hole in the top, I'm not going through one of the pink pieces of glitter. Okay, I like that. Now, since I did put it on medium, I want to go ahead and cover over the front of this. If I used low, I would just do it like that. But I bumped it up to get it a little hotter. And I'm going to start with about 30 seconds. Okay, and this is a hot peel, so I can go ahead and peel that off. Oh, those are cute. And then I will wait until they cool down completely before I make sure that they're adhered well, but they sure do look like they are. Okay, here's my second one. And remember, I flipped the second one so that it would mirror the first one, just in case things were off a little bit, which is fine. I don't care about perfection here. But I did flip it so that they would look mirrored as opposed to identical. Whoops. And here we go. So I haven't cleaned up the silver ones yet. I'll do that later. So here's what we have so far. And I think those are just super cute. But I have one more thing to add to them. Okay, I want you to see these a little bit better. They kind of blend into the Teflon sheet. So let me put, oh, I have two pieces. Put a piece of black cardstock behind them. I'll go ahead and turn that off. Okay, so there's the earrings. And then I got these little charms at, I believe I got those at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I'm sure I got those at Hobby Lobby. $2.49. And you get 20 pieces, so you could make 10 pair of earrings out of those. And I probably bought them when they were on sale. So then I will add just this cute little breast cancer awareness ribbon charm to my earrings. And they're a little bit hard to see. If you wanted some that showed up more, you could always spray paint them, but I really wanted them to be subtle. I don't want it to be in your face that, hey, this is breast cancer awareness earrings, or that these are breast cancer awareness earrings, but I want them to mean something to the people that I'm making them for. So I'll go ahead and work on getting the holes punched. I probably won't be able to just put the earrings on the loop of the hook. If it were bigger, I could put all 3 layers on that, but I think that's going to be too small of a loop for 3 layers. So fortunately, I found some old jump rings that I had from a prior time, so I'll use those. When you open jump rings, technically you're supposed to not pull them. Let me find the end. Okay, you're supposed to twist them, not pull them open like that. So let me get my needle nose pliers and twist these open. There we go. So I want my little charm. Oh, forgot. Now I have to poke holes, punch holes. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and punch the hole in the white one first. And I'll probably just mute this and speed it up. Okay, so I'll slide my second layer down on there. And my third layer. So cute. Okay, now I need to close those back up, so you just twist them back. So here's what it looks like so far. I'll move that around so if there's a glare, hopefully you can see it. Now, if I were to hang this on this little loop, it'd go crooked. So I need a small jump ring to connect the large jump ring to this little loop. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but it is twisted as opposed to just pulled apart. So I need to put my earring on, and I need to put my, let's see, it needs to go this way. I need to put my earring, the thing that goes through my ear on. And then try to hold on to this little piece and twist it back together. Let me get a better grip. Okay, that looks good. It does look like, ooh, wow, it does look like it needs to be closed up a little bit. If I lose power, I will just show you the earrings at the end. So here's the one earring. I'll go ahead and work on the next one, and I'll show both of them to you at the end of my video. Okay, I think I actually got both of them done before we lost power. There they are. Super cute. So here's the finished project. I think they turned out super cute. I hope you can see those. I will put a closer up photo of them on the end of the video. I hope that the people I made them for will enjoy them and wear them with pride. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you'd like to see what I'll be working on in the future, hit the subscribe button. I'm Marilyn. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.